than that, it's awkward. All right, at any rate, to dive into some more gameplay specifics, we've got Mardu Knights here, which are the mana in this deck. Last time we played this, I was expecting the mana to be bad, and the mana ended up being a lot better than I was expecting. But we've got three different colored 1-drop Knights, and then a couple different colored 2s, and then at our top end, we've got Rotting Regisaur and Embercleave as well. Notably, even though Embercleave is double red, we've got Tournament Grounds here, which in addition to fixing for our Knights, also fixes for equipment. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here and see how this one goes. Hey, Embercleave has a converted mana cost of 6, Jin. It's top end. Don't make Embercleave feel small. Is the Great Henge still okay? I haven't seen it cast in a while. Yeah, the blue-green Henge list on my website is fine. As always, you shouldn't take the decks that I play here on stream to be indicative of what I think is good, bad, or otherwise. The content on this channel is dictated by the viewers, so if we're not playing something or we're playing a lot of something, that no way indicates what the power level is. Thanks, Hawking. Good to have you here. Glad you're enjoying Magic. Yeah, seems pretty good. Get to bottom the Smitten Swordsmith here. We get to go Godless Shrine into Knight on 1, into Fetch Mountain Tap, play Knight on 2. And we can play this on 3, which is great. I played the wrong Knight on 1 because I dragged too quickly. Obviously should have played the 2-power. Breeding Pool into Opt, probably Blue-Green Flash. These constructed events tend to be riddled with that archetype. I think I'd rather... Alright, well now that I drew that, we'll just jam this. Knight is a good one to resolve against Flash, that's true. I want to say thank you for sharing the Teamer Oko deck. I won my first metagame challenge 7-0. Nice, Wiggin. Congrats. Alright, Brazen Borrower me, daddy. Yeah, the Flash archetype is just like one of those decks where even though it's not very good, it's not pleasant to play against. Alright, I'm just gonna pass here. I don't want this to get counterspelled. That's the biggest punish in the world for just passing there. Interesting. Morning, Dauber. I assume this one's not resolving. Feels dead, man. The flash deck, counterspells feel worse to me even if the effect is the same. Yeah, that's because, like, in large part, that's because, like, there's so many, God. There's so many creatures in Magic that have good enter the battlefield effects that, like, playing against removal, you have more of a chance to get your cards to actually do their thing than you do with not. While I definitely like the stack and it's one of my favorite parts about Magic, there's something therapeutic about playing a non-Magic game on occasion and just being like, I know this thing I'm about to do is going to work. Ha 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 ha. I get to have my fun. What do I want to trim here? It's probably just that. Morning, Zandra. Just J4K. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Thanks for keeping me around with that Twitch Prime support. I appreciate it. Think I mulligan that. Yeah, and I mean, like that goes back to what we talked about before too. The reason why counterspells exist is because for every person who hates playing against counterspells, there's other people that like the thing they love most about Magic is playing counterspells. Or there are a lot of people out there that were told no constantly as a child, and getting to tell other people no now inside of Magic is everything they want to do in life. Honestly, it's not even the counterspell part of my opponent's deck that frustrates me so much as, like, the opponent's deck is might be the most play draw skewed deck in Standard right now. Like, their deck on the play versus their deck on the draw is night and day. Like, if their deck could never win a die roll, like, it would basically be unplayable. Huh? So do I jam this pre-combat, or do I attack an Embercleave? Am I missing something? Why did I shock? I shocked because I wanted to kill their creature. Oh, I shocked in the Sacred Foundry because I didn't want my Venerable Knight to get quenched. Bye, Felicia. The Cavalcade deck had kind of a bad time. It got run over. The too many tapped lands in the aggro deck was a big problem. No one drop is kind of sad, but the spell base here is good. So really want to draw one of our 12 ones ideally. Nothing but net, chat. Nothing but net. We do strive for professionalism on this stream. And just again, that pretty night and day difference between the play versus the draw here. Sweet. Yep. I'm going to attack with Venerable Knight, because if they flash in a 4/4, I can shock it to finish it in combat. Pretty far behind at this point, because our opponent didn't block how we wanted them to. I'd be surprised if this one resolves. Hopefully our Order of the Midnight here is going to be able to run the distance. He's going the distance. He's going full speed. Do 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 do. And with the second shock drone, I think I just pass here. I think the Teamer deck's more powerful than the Sultai deck. I wonder if it's right to just face them with these. It might be right to just put them to 5 here. I don't know. It's a lot of power in play. Like one bounce spell. We might be dead to a bounce spell regardless here, honestly. Huh? I don't know the answer to that question, Pomoyne. I said we might be. Uncertain. Didn't take the time to count. That's actually a really good draw. Because this is a card they need to counterspell, and then the Embercleave should hopefully kill them here. So they have to interact with this, and they have to interact with this. Alright, they're up on their counterspell, they're dead. Another unsummon. Never not dead to Teamer Battle Rage. Never not dead to Teamer Battle Rage. Despite all the rage, he is still just a rat in a cage. Has some... Oh, we got a rare Fey Fox. Why don't I get feedback when I click this button that my Fox has been appropriately applied? Why doesn't the interface give me feedback that, like, yes, Jeff, you have applied your correct Fox, and it didn't apply it. All right, excellent. Maybe that's why it didn't give me feedback, because the apply button didn't work. Ilfusfob, thank you for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What a fantastically release-ready product, chat. Phenomenal leave release ready. 1.0 stable release. Does anybody know, are any of the betting sites, do they have lines on Magic Arena issue impacting a match in the MC this weekend? Because I feel like if they don't, that's a line I should be able to bet. I don't know what Temple of Mystery deck they're playing, but our start's good against basically all of them. Companies don't let you place bets on sure outcomes. Fair. Fair. Yeah, Stormfist here is quite good. For sure. Quench me. Come on, quench me. Yeah, nice flash deck. Nice flash deck. Play a third threat. Are we done here? We pick our stuff up yet? I'll never understand why people continue to play this blue-green deck. I don't get it. That's fair. You don't have yes, no, it's a line. You bet above or below the number of matches. Oh, this is a great email. How would I rate the report I received from... How would I rate the support I received from my recent refund, where they didn't refund my entry fee from the life total? Thanks for asking me that question. That's definitely what I'm interested in answering. Alright, now what if I cast 1 mana Boros Charm? How if I cast a second 1 mana Boros Charm? Alright, attack. This is like, man, Knights in Historic with Tournament Grounds and Unclaimed Territory is gonna be unreal. Like... That's gonna be sick. Still had all these. Like, that was a turn 4 standard kill. Like, I can't even guess how often that's gonna happen in Historic. Ooh. Hey, Fredwick, thanks for the 24 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You know, Jace, I'm not sure that History of Benalia is going to be good in Historic Knights because Tournament Grounds and Unclaimed Territory don't cast history. So I'm not sure, especially in Mardu Knights, I would be surprised if history is a card you want to play. I mean, history is good against control decks. It's like less good when you're just trying to kill people by 4, right? Yeah, you get Dauntless Bodyguard. Yeah, Beneficial Marshal's a knight. Yeah, you could probably still play Embercleave with territory. I'm not going to attack with this because I really don't want to run it into a Preserver here. I have no idea, Kami Pizza. There's going to be lots of things to explore in a story. I can figure out what the correct details are. If Historic has even an ounce of support, it's going to be absurdly popular. Magic players tend to love non-rotating formats. If you're someone who really wants to see Historic take off, make sure you play a ton of the Historic ladder in December when we get it. Stormfist Crusader is very, very good. It is arguably the best red-black aggro card in this format. It is absurd. They missed their 4th land after drawing an extra card. That's brutal. So if they want to flash in a Preserver to eat this, I get to go thing, pick my thing back up. Or maybe even just thing, honestly. Please just Brazen Borrower me and let me replay my 2-drops. I don't think Modern's going anywhere in the long term. There are an incredible number of people who love playing Modern. When/what do we Murderous Rider in this matchup? Whatever is profitable. There aren't like easy questions, easy answers to questions like that in Magic. Like it depends is basically the answer. We're going on a crusade. I don't see Wizards releasing any new products until Theros January. I mean, is it really an issue if we go 4 months without a product release? Can't we just go 3 or 4 months without a product release? Is that okay? Some of us have release fatigue over here. I need my constant drip spoiler season. Do you still have money in your wallet? Need more product releases then? Yikes. It's harsh, but it's true. Please play a Night Pack Alpha. Ambusher, whatever this card's called. I would like to murder your thing and your chances of winning this game. They're actually just dead, right? Like this card kills them. Nice flash deck. Alright. My one-drop aggro deck seems good against Flash. B. Aggressive. B-E. Aggressive. Do. 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 This hand is more than good. It's great. Tapped land! Yay! Yay, tapped land! Kerthunk. Yeah, I'm excited to see what 2-mana Teferi does as well. I don't think I've seen you play a Shockland tapped yet today. Yeah, I don't think we have. Ricky Bobby's got 1 speed, chat. If you're not first, you're last. Get in there. Who's got 2 thumbs and loses to Ritualist Soot? This guy right here. Are they dead? This is 11, 12, 13, 14. I believe our opponent has died. Man, these Field of the Dead decks are incredibly unfair. Please ban WotC. Please ban the Field of the Dead deck. We need help. Okie doke. I would like some drill bits. I don't think the field matchup is a frenzy matchup. I think this is probably for the mid-range decks. I'll put in 1 frenzy. I lose to field, so I play field, but then I still lose. Format's bad, not me. Yeah. Sure. I'm not sure. It's a good question. I assume it's going to go up on magic.gg. It doesn't look like it's up yet. I bet it'll be noon. I guess they said what's his name was rating it, Frank. So I guess there's a chance they're on Channel Fireball, but I'd assume they'd be on magic.gg. Yeah, there isn't an update. I bet it'll be noon CT. Gotta go fast, chat. Ricky Bobby's got 1 speed. Zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah, zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom. Burning Piggy, thank you for the 19 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Gredis, thank you for the 6 months. Happy Monday, folks. Hope you had an excellent weekend. I prefer this Mardu version, or I don't know. I don't know that I have strong feelings either way. This more one-drop focused build feels like it might kill people a little bit more efficiently, which I'm definitely into ending the game. I wonder if this might be a mistake, actually. Yeah, I think I messed this up. I could have ordered back this and played this and hit them and that. Oh, look at the tutu. Oh, it's so think I'm just gonna pick champion up and then champion them here. It could be right to just Embercleave them this turn. It could be right to just cleave them this turn. I don't know, this is a hit for 6 or at least 3. I kind of want to save Embercleave as a bit of a surprise for when they ploop zombies down. Just to surprise dead them through those. The final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Yep. It's a lot of zomboys and girls, chat. There are a lot of zomboys and girls in our future. Today is the last day for advance polls for Canada's upcoming election on next Monday. So if you're Canadian, get informed to get out and vote. All right, so I got a decision to make here. So obviously, I'm playing Rotting Regisaur. The question now becomes, do I play Knight of the Ebon Legion or do I play Tournament Grounds? I think the answer is I play Tournament Grounds because playing Tournament Grounds means that if they kill my 2 cheap creatures here, I can still afford to Embercleave my dino. Okay. I think there's a chance our dino's dead. They're just like making us discard a card first. It was an or choice because Rotting Regisaur makes me discard a card during my upkeep. So if I go down to just Embercleave, I have to discard the Embercleave. Look at it sparkle, chat. You feel the lightning? Lightning comes with the thunder, baby. Give him the thunder. Whoa, whoa. Do. Code Rippic. Thank you for the 2 months of Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back to Hoaglandia. Scale of 1 to dead. Where are we at here, opponent? It's a lot of zomboys. So they've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they can make it 8 Hydroid Creases. So gonna put them up to 7. Eight Hydroid Creases might best our dino with a sword. Figure it out. All right. They massacred our boy, chat. He tried his darndest, but they ended up massacring our boy. He took down a lot of frenemies with him, okay? Suit up, Order. Hopefully their ramp deck drew a bunch of lands. Alright. Alright. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand. We'll make it, I swear. Do, do. Oh no! Not a creature with reach, chat. They were still dead up until they grew. They dropped old Slothy boy. Hashtag nerf the sloth. If they wanted to soft ban the field deck without banning Field of the Dead, this is definitely the card you ban. Sloth is the card that gives the field deck play against aggro. Alright. Brick, 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 brick. And you're dead. And you're dead. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray! That was the game we got finality too, right? That was the game we got finality. We got finality and cried that game. Regisaur with a sword and double Crisis. Yeah, Regisaur with the sword has a strong back. I finished in the top 32 of the 180 player Moto PTQ event yesterday, which was good for more prizes than finishing 22nd in the 2,000 player Magic Arena MCQ last month. Feel like I'm just gonna keep pointing that out every time people ask me about my record, because that feels absurd to say. It's top heavy and takes an incredible investment too, Jin. It isn't even top heavy. It doesn't make sense in my opinion. Because like it's a system where you have to work to qualify for it and then spend 2 days of your time. Like it's just a bad system. Alright, so I can do this to hit them for 1, which lets me spectacle this. Would I ban Grazer instead of Field if you were watching and wanted to target the Field decks? I don't know. I don't know what the data looks like. Like, a lot of these decisions should be data-driven decisions. So, like, third parties like myself can't give you a reasonable take because we just don't have access to the data that Wizards has access to. So, like, I can't give you a good, educated, reasonable opinion on what should be banned because WotC just has infinitely more information than any of us do. From my position, looking in, I wouldn't ban anything in this standard format, but I would also believe, looking at the hundreds of thousands or maybe even millions of matches that have been played on Arena, that there's something that's a real standout and probably should be removed. Like I would believe both of those things. Yeah, I'm gonna have an article posted on Cool Stuff Inc. That includes a full sideboard guide this week, Captain Jack. And you can find a preview of that article in the subs Discord with all of my glorious typos. So if you're someone who's been struggling with the Temur Oko ins and outs, that's gonna go up this week. All my articles on Cool Stuff Inc. are free for everyone to read, even if you are not a sub. They don't paywall their stuff. We're like hellbent, but like we still have a 2/1. The interaction with these cards and this is just like so sweet. All right, I think I just smash here. Because if they do that, they die, right? So like they have to jump block. I'm at 10. I'm taking 7, 8, 9. So I don't want to play this because if I play this, her trigger kills me. Because I'm currently going to 1. Dead to Wrinkle. No, I don't think so, Percy. In my experience, you just don't get under them often enough and you'd rather just have more good cards. You'd rather just have more higher impact, higher quality cards. This is probably too slow for this matchup. Definitely want a couple of removal spells. I don't really have the lack of lava coils in this sideboard. Feels a little bit medium here. I'm not quite sure why Deafening Clarion's in the sideboard. Like, I get that it is a lifelink mode, but like, seems narrow. Yeah, honestly, I wish Wizard of the Coast would just stop printing 1-mana acceleration. That would be great. I was excited when Land War Elves rotated, and then they're like, here's Goose, and it was just like, oh. They have Deafening Clarion, so you gain an extra 100 life. Wrong client. Is Stormfist Crusader getting crushed? Legions ended, yep. No, Oko's incredibly stupid. Turn 2 Oko is extra incredibly stupid. I don't think that's true, Bulletproof Pope. I think the issue is always the acceleration. I think Oko's a lot less offensive on turn 3. It's still just a good card. I wouldn't call it an offensive card. Man, they just like boarded into kill all our things deck, chat. We're running out of things. Nice 2/2 with haste. Thunk. That's good. Are they finally out of Doomblades? Do we have another? They might finally be out of Doomblades, chat. Huh? I think I'd rather kill that one. I don't know, that's close. What do you think of the Jeskai Fires deck? It could be that I'm supposed to leave this one alone because the extra cards I'm giving them here, they probably won't have mana to activate it. Could be a reasonable takeaway. The Jeskai Fires Cavalier deck seems super powerful. We played it on stream on Friday, and it seemed great. You can find that up on my YouTube channels on my website. Well, if they don't have another Legion's End here, we get to Stormfist Crusader next turn. This race is something. Spawn kills us real fast. Well. So we're dead to Rankle. Because this does 6, Rankle does 4, these do 2. So dead to Rankle again. If you're playing the Jeskai Walkers list in the foreseeable future, you can always find all of the decks coming up on this stream and the deck queue on my website. Pretty much everything I play just comes out of there. The Alliance deck was kind of medium. Just too many tap lands for how aggressive that deck wanted to be. No problem, Rob. Always try to stay organized around here so people know what to expect. Usually, as a good baseline, I usually play somewhere between 3 and 5 standard decks per day. If you want to get an estimate for how long it's going to be before something gets to the top. Wow, kind of surprised they didn't hit us with Spawn there. We are playing Blue-Green Flash next. I don't think I'm going to accept that deck anymore for, I don't know, maybe I will. People don't submit it that much, and it's kind of fun to play. I don't think it's good, but it's fun to play, and like, deck's not good, but it's fun to play is kind of our motto around here. Still dead to Wrinkle. We played the Sultai Vine deck this morning. And yeah, I only do one modern deck a day, so the modern queue's kind of backed up. In fact, something I need to make sure I say a couple of times per day. I'm currently putting the modern queue into a slow mode, which for those that are newer to the stream means there's going to be an increased cost to add modern decks to the queue for the foreseeable future. So you can see there's a bit of a backlog in the deck queue. So if you're looking to add modern decks for the time being, it's going to be $50 instead of $25. Just because we're backed up. Played this Knight on 1, so on 2 we can play this and attack with the trigger. Do you have any standard or SCG or GP datasets to look at? Not for standard, no. Another thing to remember too is, and this is another reason why Magic data is so bad, especially people who come from games like Hearthstone just don't understand how bad Magic data is. Even when we have a standard Grand Prix or a standard Mythic Championship to look at, we don't know every deck list that's played in those tournaments. So we don't know if like one player ran hot or like if a bunch of players played these decks and did poorly. All we get out of these paper tournaments is the winner's metagame, essentially. So, like, not knowing the actual win rates or performance rates of decks is a big deal. As a heads up, Pamoin, if you do make edits to a deck after submitting in the future, you're always welcome to edit them at the deck link you submitted, and I'll grab the latest version of the deck the night before. That's a general note for anyone. There's usually a small bit of wait time when you submit something to when I play it, unless you donate an incredible amount, so always feel free to update and tweak. I agree that Despark sounds reasonable, though. Wicked Wolf's a really annoying card. So next turn's the sweeper turn. Yeah, this stream likes to try and strike the delicate balance between the good parts of late stage capitalism without the soul crushing anti-humanity parts. I do a pretty okay job as an individual balancing that. Yeah, I didn't play out another 1-drop because I didn't want to get swept. And I think with these 2 shocks, we kill them anyways here. Black Source. Yikes. Yikes. That's fine. That's fine. They're dead, right? They're dead to this. Stuck on 2 lands. Killed Golos anyways. Bye, Felicia. All right, so skewers and shocks are not great here. Drill bit, Legion's End, and a frenzy is what I did last time. That seems bad. Fine. Golos was stuck out of 6 lands. They played 2 ramp spells. We just killed them on what, 4 or 5 there? I think that was our 4. Maybe it was our 5. It might have been our 5. I think it was our 5. I don't hate Golos. Oko is my #1 enemy. Yeah, just, and I said this before, like, the very fact that there's multiple cards that people want banned in the standard format, to me, says that it's probably fine. If everybody hates lots of different things, it's all probably pretty balanced. All right, I'm going to give you a chance here, Greater. Can you elaborate on what you mean by polarizing effect? And can you give me an example of a format that you think does not have a polarizing effect like Golos? So 2 things. Describe your buzzword, and then explain to me how it's possible for your buzzword to not happen. Unholy Crusader, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. I mean, the format is pushed to playing really fast aggro decks like this, or Golos decks to have a chance, and it stifles diversity. It doesn't. There are plenty of mid-range decks in this format. Questing Beast allows mid-range decks to exist. Other hot take: every good deck pushes some other bad decks out of the format. That's just how Magic works. Last year, it was Esper Control, stifling other things out of the format. Do you remember when we were talking about how midrange wasn't playable because of mass manipulation and midrange wasn't playable because of mass manipulation and Command the Dreadhorde? Like, that happened last season too. What the thing people are looking for doesn't actually exist. They're dead, right? Nexus of Fate 2, yeah. Every good deck pushes other things out. That's just how Magic works. Never not dead to Temur Battle Rage. I think a lot of the complaining comes from inexperience. I think a lot of people think if Golos or Field of the Dead gets banned, that their unplayable deck will suddenly be reasonable. When the reality is their deck's unplayable because it's bad, it's not unplayable because Field of the Dead is oppressing them. Look at that. That opponent had Oko and Field of the Dead. Should we still ban those cards? Like, and I get it, like, a couple pieces of anecdotal evidence are not sufficient one way or the other. But in my experience playing, I don't know, triple digits worth of hours of the standard format, the field deck really doesn't seem unreasonable. Is Mardu Knights the deck we sideboard the least with? I don't know about that. I don't board a ton with the Temur deck. Yeah, this is fine. If it draws a red source, it's really good. Here's a hot take for people complaining everything has to have an aggressive slant.
Aggro decks are always better in Magic.
Magic is not a very interactive game. Magic is a game where one player is frequently stumbling and dying, flooding and dying, missing their colors. Like, regardless of the format, aggro is almost always ideal. In fact, for aggro to not be ideal, the format needs to look like Esper Control from 2 seasons ago, and good golly, did Esper Control from 2 seasons ago suck. Just zero desire to play against Esper Control from 2 seasons ago. The better, I'm just, all right, Greta, you've had like 6 terrible takes so you could take a break. I need better answers to Field of the Dead. Listen, if you had better answers to Field of the Dead, your control deck would still be unplayable. Because Field of the Dead also has Hydrate Crisis and Activating Golos and all these other big go-over-the-top cards that control decks can never beat. If Field of the Dead and Blood Sun and Alpine Moon didn't keep Field of the Dead in check last season, it's definitely not going to change anything this season. Like, I feel like people just, like, weren't paying attention last season when all those cards were legal. They're like, gosh, all these cards that rotated would keep Field of the Dead in check. It's like, why would they keep Field of the Dead in check now when they didn't keep it in check last season? Oh gosh, here's kids these days. Back in my day, Field of the Dead did 3 damage to your face, and they got to find 2 of them with Primeval Titan, okay? No, don't tell me that you can't beat Golos, chat, because we had to beat Primeval Titan uphill in the snow. Barefoot, yep. And when you counterspelled him, you got summoners trapped, and you wondered what you were doing with your life having registered a counterspell. Hop Stupid, thanks for the Prime support, I appreciate it. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having an excellent day wherever you are. Get off my lawn. Rabble, 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 rabble. Watch Kings grovel. Amazing at the game and entertaining at all years. Well, thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the compliment. Hope you're having an excellent start to your week.
You're too close-minded.
Hey, Sheree Khan. Thanks for cashing in those Bezo bucks. Need to remember we have an emote. I appreciate you keeping me employed this month with that. Give a shock here, and then this is menacing, so we get to attack here. What is your quest? They're seeking our face, chat. My face is apparently the place that they desire to be. Yikes. Huh? Well, we were hoping to find land number 4 there. I think I'm just playing this. We're also currently missing double red, which is awkward. Probably a little bit too far gone here at this point. I subscribed because that was entertaining, and I have to have my complimentary timeout. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the 2 months. Yep. These ramp decks are definitely... We have... The current standard format to me feels like it's settled into a little bit of a triangle in that the aggressive decks beat the Field of the Dead decks. The Field of the Dead decks beat these kind of like non-field rampy decks like we were just playing against, like the Oko Nissa decks. And then the Oko, Nissa, Wicked Wolf decks tend to beat up on these red-black aggro decks. Which is actually one of the reasons why I think the Teamer Planeswalker deck that we've been playing is pretty good. Because it's a food deck and it's a aggressive deck to run down field. But I do think these decks have a hard time with those food style decks, which I think is a reason the person who submitted this said they added some D-Sparks to the sideboard, which I think is a good suggestion. I think I would also like to see more Noxious Grasp in here. So, like, I think my changes off the cuff would probably be plus a Grasp and then a couple of D-Sparks. I think seems like a good place to start. Honestly, getting up to 4 of this card is probably not completely unreasonable. Until now, I've watched exclusively on YouTube. This is Better Live. Yeah, we get to chat while we're live. But yeah, these Mardu Knights decks are ones I've definitely been impressed with. Like I said, the mana base with 12 shocks and tournament grounds is actually pretty reasonably consistent. Stormfist Crusader just continues to impress me as just the best possible card in these red-black aggro decks. Never forget, the best source of card advantage is killing your opponent while they have cards in their hand, and this card helps do that excellently. The menace on it is so incredibly relevant. Is it better for the opponent playing mid-range to keep the Stormfist alive after turn 4-5, even though it's drawing card? It's context dependent, Spreading Seeds. It depends on what their hand looks like. Crusader plus Drill Bit is also pretty reasonable. I agree. All right. I think it's time to be one of the bad guys. We've got some blue-green flash here, which, while this deck kind of sucks to play against, it can be fun to play with. There's something special about playing flashy creatures. So we're going to take a quick break here, restart Arena, post deck list on Stream Decker and on the subs Discord and all that jazz. We'll be back.